Hello, 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 and welcome to Lunch Break with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I do Lunch Break with Shel videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon. Today we're going to be having a play with the Pansy patch bundle that's found in the annual catalog. I haven't used this one for a while, so I thought I would give it a go. And we are going to be doing a patchwork card today. The idea behind this card is that it's going to look like a patchwork quilt. So these are the dies that I used, and I've already pre-cut my pansy pieces. I have 3 circles, one in Highland Heather, one in Evening Evergreen, and one in Whisper White. Those are 2-inch circles. I don't know which I'm going to use. And I have pre-cut some of the pieces for my card. I don't even know what color card base I'm going to be doing. I have a Highland Heather and an Evening Evergreen card base, standard size. We will decide once we get this card done which one looks better. I have a little strip of leftover DSP and a liner for the card. So while I have this in my hand, I am just going to attach this, trim off the excess, and set that aside so that's ready to go. And that will take quick care of that. All right, now what I did is I cut 4 rectangles. These rectangles, you need to choose DSP that has a relatively small pattern. The smaller the pattern, the better, in my opinion. And these pieces are 1 5/8 by 2 1/4. And then what I did is I put them in my paper trimmer and I cut them from this bottom corner to this top corner. Okay, so they made triangles. And then what I did is I just started arranging and rearranging. Now the ones that have floral patterns on them, obviously I had no choice. I had to have those going in the upright direction. I'm just going to see if I can do a little. I don't think I can do too much here. This one is actually backwards. That's not so cool. So we need what? I've got myself all mixed around here. Typically, if you flip the paper that you used, so the back side to that one would be this gingham, but that didn't work for some. Yeah. All right, so let's put this back the way I had it. How did I have it? There is a way to do it because I did have it laid out here. You want all your pieces there. No, that's not right. Well, good day. Let's take these off and start again. We are just going to lay them out so that the flower pieces are going in the right direction. All right, those 2 are the only 2 that really matter what direction they go. Now that can go on there easily. This needs to go how? new. Well, now this is a fine how do you do, isn't it? That'll go like that. But that's going in a different direction. I don't know if that's going to matter in the long. This was a good idea when I started. I promise you it was. And this has to be like this. All right, so that has to go like that. Then we can feed in that piece and that piece. There, that's going to work. Now let's see if we can get the top to work. The top needs to go this way. Maybe I'm not going to be able to flip them the way that I want to flip them. I think that may be part of my problem, because that works okay. Now, if I took this paper out and flipped it here, that would work. There, I think I finally have it. Holy, we're spending half this video figuring it out. I'm very sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick up these pieces, we're going to pop them on this piece of cardstock and just put them in place, trying to get our margins as straight as we can without being too. That paper actually looks a little big. Let me measure that again. It is 3 3/4 by 5. It is the right size. All right, I'm just going to pop these on here and we're just going to visually lay this out like so. So my thought process was to have the split this way plus the splits in between them. So we're just going to pick these up one at a time and we are going to glue them in place, and if we need to trim a little bit off after the fact, we will do so. I think that bottom matte layer, I think I chose that to be a little bit too big, but we'll see as we go. So just put your corner on, match it up as best you can so you have even borders here and here, and then we're going to put this corner on. Actually, no, we're not, because I think we're going to have to cut a little bit off. So we're just going to match that up with about the same size area, and then we're going to do this piece here. Try to have the same area, and then this bottom piece. And we'll have to give this just a wee bit of a haircut when we're done. All right, now we'll do the same thing at the top. We're going to pop this one in place, matching this border and trying to match this center border as well. And we're going to go here. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Try to match these all up. once I get this last one on here, we will grab the paper trimmer and we'll just give this a wee bit of a haircut, just so everything matches. Let me grab the paper trimmer, and we're just gonna take, yep, just that little wee bit, and even slighter down the side. There we go. Now we have our quilt pattern. And if you so desired, you could emboss this. I'm not going to for the purposes of this video. Now we're just going to bring in a couple of card bases here and figure out, actually let's put our pansy together first. I'm just going to grab my Tombow and I am going to put some adhesive on the back side, and we're going to put these pieces together and create a gorgeous pansy, I hope. Come on, there we go. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Now we are going to grab these ones and we're going to put these ones together. Very nice. And I just grabbed these, colors from my scrap bin. Take a little bit of that adhesive off or it's just going to seep out. So I chose Garden Green for my leaves for this. All right, so I'm thinking that if we, I'm not going to use dimensionals for this. I'm just going to glue it together. I don't want, oh, I forgot to put this little piece on. I don't want to create too much dimension to this card. So I'm just gonna do this, and then I have this little guy to go in the center of the hole. Somewhere I have tweezers here. I think that will help me out. Oops. I just wanted to make sure that I showed you guys how I put this together, so I didn't want to do it ahead of time. Alright, so now I think how this should go is something to this effect. I think maybe I might overlap those a little bit more. So let's just peel this back and add some adhesive, and then I'm going to put some adhesive on here, and we'll tuck this under until we think it looks right. Something to this effect. There we go. All right, now my thought was that this would go in the middle with a poinsettia on it, or a poinsettia. Ha! A pansy. But as you can tell, I'm not even going to need that. So now I'm going to grab a dimensional or two and put them on the back and pop this right in the middle like so. And then we'll be able to put some adhesive on the backs of our leaves and just tuck them under where we want them. So I knew I wanted that one there. Yeah, up like that. Like that. And these are all, every one of these pieces except for the dark purple are embossed. They get embossed by the dies as you cut them. Alright, now we get to choose which card we want to put it on. Do we want it on the purple, that's Highland Heather, or do we want it on the green? Or do we want it on both? I think we want it on both. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. That was 3 3/4, so I'm going to go 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And that should give us just a wee little border on this one. I guess I cut it too much. Oh yes, I cut that down. I was wondering what was going on. Remember I cut that down just a wee bit on all sides after we put the panels on? That's where the difference is. Alright, that's going to look nice. Now I'm going to put some adhesive on here. And then once we get this together, I think I'm going to pop this all up on dimensional. I think. There we go. Give that a little back rub. And we'll pop some dimensionals on the back side. Give this card a little bit of lift. And then we'll just center this up on our front panel. And do you see how that little wee green border makes that pop? I love these pansy dies. And then we're just going to center this up on the inside of our card so we have a nice place to write our greeting. And there, my friends, is our card using the Pansy patchwork technique. Pansy patchwork technique. That's quite a mouthful. All right, now you could embellish this a little more if you wanted. I think I'm just going to take a wee bit of Wink of Stella and go on my flower and give that just a wee bit of zazazoo, like so. And it will give just the edges of that a little shimmer as if it was wet. And there we have our Pansy Patch patchwork card. How cool is that? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you try this patchwork technique and share your projects if you do. That's it for today. Thanks for stopping by with Stamp with Shel. I'm here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon Central Standard Time. Bye-bye for now.